right, EP, Evening Out with Your Girlfriend. So, lots of good ones on this. Very rough.
I don't know that I've heard all of these.
I've only heard like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
I've heard all of them, but I couldn't, some of them I can't tell you what they are.
Okay. Calm Before the Storm, I listened to that song religiously on my MP3 player in the middle of the night in middle school. So that is fucking up there, dog.
It's really good.
Growing Up is good.
I love
Yeah.
Growing Up, yeah. That's good.
Parker Lewis Can't Lose is good.
That's a good one.
It's like weird and fucky.
Yeah, it is. Was he was either in a he was a character in a movie or a television show. I don't know which or which.
Is that how they spelled Gunna?
I think so. I copied and pasted it,
God.
so yes. I feel like I like Pretty in Punk, but I don't remember how it goes.
I feel like I have heard Pretty in Punk. Let me look up the lyrics.
Definitely a rough album in terms of like, you know,
Production quality.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2003.
Was this when they had that guy Chris in the band, or was that a different guy?
Hey, Chris!
You were our only friend.
This must have been Chris. I think this was
Wasn't this before one of the main
this is
four?
before Andy.
Period. That's why I don't listen to
He's, as a drummer, like, honestly legendary.
Yeah.
Like, just so good. I can't, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's a good album. We should mention that, we were not listening to Fall Out Boy in 2003.
No, I was 4 years old.
I was 13. I was listening to Good Strong.
I was just
How old
listening
were
to
you?
Avril Lavigne.
Yes.
8.
I was listening to, like
What's that? Cows.
fucking Barney.
Cow album.
Cow album.
We are cows. Oh, right. We're cows.
Philadelphia
Oh,
chickens.
right, we're cows. Forgot we're cows.
That's right, we're cows.
That's right, we're cows.
Philadelphia chickens, yeah.
I was 13, a lot of good Charlotte, Avril Lavigne, Evanescence, so much Evanescence.
I don't
I
recognize
I was
these lyrics.
so depressed.
I don't recognize these lyrics.
Can you read them? One thing I'll say about this album in particular, and possibly Take This to Your Grave, is that they were, like, it's the kind of rock where melody is, like, kind of...
They're kind of just, like, shouting.
Yeah.
In like, rhythm.
Yes. Yeah. So, I think Calm Before the Storm is a really good exception to that. But a lot of these, like this one in particular, Pretty in Punk, I'm remembering, like, the chorus and stuff, it was just kind of like...
It's a fucking bummer, dude. Because, like, I mean, like, not in this album necessarily, because he, like, this was before he got really good, I would say. But, like, Patrick Stump's voice is, like,
Yeah.
it's so fucking good.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'll say, too, is that, like, we talked a lot about how good Brendan Urie is, and he is very good. But what I like about Patrick Stump is that you could hear him growing. Every single album,
Mm-hmm.
you were like, whoa, where were you? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And it's just that he got so much better.
Yeah.
Each single album they did.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see that journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
There does come a point where you're just like, I mean,
That's a lot of vibrato.
Well, mostly in, like, okay, so I guess we'll get there. All right, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay, Take This to Your Grave. Their first official album.
Love this album.
So good.
It's a good album.
Oh,
Dead on
good.
Arrival. Solid single.
Grand Theft Autumn.
Saturday. Saturday was a song that they continued to use in their concert set, and at least until 2013, which is
so
when
good.
we saw
What
them.
is that again?
Oh wait, Calm Before the Storm. Did they redo that for
Yes.
the album? Okay,
Yes.
that's why I know that song.
They did, but you know what? It's like almost identical, honestly, to the original version.
Why are you laughing at me?
I think there was like one verse where they changed some of the lyrics, but it's pretty close to the original, and that's actually not the only time they've done that. We'll see that they've done that before, or they will do that again, rather.
So I know I've heard all of these songs, but we're already getting to the point where I don't remember how they go.
Reinventing the wheel to run myself over.
Patrons of Liars and Fakes.
It's funny.
The Patron Saints of Liars and Fakes, I know I've heard it, and I know how it goes, but I don't remember it.
We're gonna have to listen to the whole album because I don't remember.
Fuck
either.
me. Alright, everybody get your phones out and start Googling.
I just read an interview or something where Patrick Stump was saying he didn't like the opening to that song. He didn't like the a cappella opening.
Oh, really?
Which I think is really interesting because I really like it. I think it's really catchy.
Which one?
Where's Your Boy?
Oh.
Did you know that the music video for this song may be gay?
What is the music video for that
I don't
song?
know. It just has like a girl wearing like a short plaid skirt. And it was like the thing at the time, like it was punk. To where, what? I can be gay, it's so funny. It's very serious. And I was like 10.
I don't know why I'm laughing at you. Fucking Charlie's Angels, the sequel made me gay.
Yeah, let's talk about your guys' roots, huh?
It wasn't even the first one.
It was the second one.
See, I don't remember the girl in this video, but what I do remember is that it was filming that music video where the tree, or where the van ran into the tree where they got the title from Under the Cork Tree.
Oh.
Yeah, they were in because it's snowing where they went to film, so they were in a minor car accident, and their van ran into a tree, and that's why the album art from Under the Cork Tree has a van on it. You'd be like, what? What is this?
What are you Googling?
I just did sending postcards from a plane crash.
Okay.
I actually knew that line without having to look at it because it's such a good line.
I
Make my bed the grave and shovel dirt onto my sheets.
Oh, you know what line I love from that song is "Fake It Like You Matter." That's a line we can both keep.
That is a good one.
I just learned that line recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Chicago's 2 years ago. I also didn't know those lyrics until right now. Which is, because every pane of glass that your pebbles tap negates the pain I went through to avoid you.
That's a really good melody. I love it.
Why do you say it like that? Of course I'm from Chicago.
From Chicago.
See, the thing is that, like,
I'm from Chicago.
so many, you'll have to tell
I
me,
didn't fall out, boy. I'm from Chicago.
where's Franklin? Is that in Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay. So here's a theory. This is a theory about pop punk bands.
Okay.
Their first album that isn't super big, they write so many songs about their hometown.
Yeah.
So many. Because you've got this one. Well, I mean, hometown is Chicago, but so Chicago, Franklin, Good Charlotte had a bunch of songs about being from DC.
I think even Bowling for Soup has songs about their.
Well, they have songs from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's where they're from.
They're home Texas
Well,
boys.
there's a song that's called like My Hometown, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, I
Probably.
love that song.
I don't remember.
We might have to do this for Bowling for Soup.
Shelly
someday.
doesn't know anything about Bowling for Soup.
I'm glad of Bowling for Soup. I think it's exactly 2 albums.
Isn't My Hometown the one where it's like, everybody get the fuck out?
Probably.
We got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I
That's how
love
it
that
goes.
song. Yeah.
It's so relatable.
Yeah, it is. What were we saying? Anyway, okay. So I looked at the pros and cons of breathing, which is hilarious because I remember that I have a song fic about it. It's such a great title. How could you not?
It is a great title. Is it a Hiethic?
I'm sure it was. What else would I? Well, if it wasn't a he, I think it was a Karama fic.
Well, that would be a great title for a Karama fic.
Yeah. It probably would be. And usually if it was a Karama thing, it was like a reoccurring OC who was supposed to be with Hiei, but then cheated on him with Karama, or vice versa.
Wow.
I was
thought you wanted Karama and Hiei to be together.
I am fluid.
Plot twist. They both fuck off the OC and date each other.
That's so sad.
Poor girl. Rip to your OC.
Pete Wentz invented like glamorization of suicide as a joke. Like, you know how it's a thing nowadays, like on the internet and stuff?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And in our daily lives.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. He really invented it.
Yeah, he
really
did.
a Gemini king,
Honestly.
really.
This one was like harder. It's like a harder
Yeah.
song.
Good
Yeah.
song.
I like the ones where they scream, actually.
Here's a really good verse.
Wait, how does it...
I hate the way you say my name like it's something secret.
Ugh!
My pin is the barrel of the gun. Remind me which side you should be on. That's a really good
There's a
one.
lot of references to, like, being a writer.
Yeah.
Which is, like, I like them.
I like it too.
It's so relatable.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's very meta too to be like writing a song about writing a song.
Oh my god, this album is so good!
Yeah, it's just really
Every
good.
single song is a fucking bop! Okay, Grenade Jumper.
Okay, you're gonna do that one.
I love doing absolutely no work.
She just sings along when we start singing.
And then has a hot take every now and then.
As someone who's listened to our podcast before, what percentage of the podcast is like you can't hear what we're saying? Because I feel like we all start laughing and screaming at the same time.
From like theater kid to Patrick Stump, where are we at?
From Sophia Nygaard to Patrick Stump.
Like on the scale, where do we fall?
Solidly in the middle. because it depends on what we're saying
Oh, okay.
and doing.
Okay.
There's on the musical podcast at the end of it. I don't know if you guys remember. We all selected a song from our favorite musical and sang them at the same time, and it's like the most discordant, horrifying thing I've ever heard in my life.
So we're keeping it in, right?
Yeah, of course we are.
We should make that like our intro.
Oh no,
Oh my god.
it's
If we
hilarious.
want to get the world record of like the amount of people to click on and click off within like 3 seconds. Our intro.
Oh my god.
Okay. You know what else is great about Fall Out Boy? Their
Ooh,
bridges.
yeah. That was Grenade Jumper. Calm Before the Storm, of course.
know how it goes.
Such a box. I agree. I always felt like Fall Out Boy had the exact right amount of screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because my friends were kind of interested in like AFI, which was a lot more screaming.
I don't know what that is.
Miss Murder? No?
No.
Oh my god, I'm so
I
old.
know, like,
You
the
never
Avenged
heard of
Sevenfold.
You never heard of Miss Murder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so not that song, but most of their stuff had a lot more screaming,
Okay.
and I just never been a fan of that.
Also, like...
When I think of
so
Screamo, I think
loud.
of like Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah,
What
I only know
did,
one of their songs.
Did 30
It's
Seconds
the one about
to Mars,
necrophilia.
Oh, lovely.
Did 30 Seconds to Mars have a lot of that, or was it just in their singles?
You know, I only had one of their albums.
Okay.
You're asking if they had a lot of screaming?
Yeah, and they're non-single songs.
I don't think, I would say it's like proportional.
Okay.
And it's not the same kind of screaming. It's more like, that's like Jared Leto screaming, as opposed to like actual screaming.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading Jared Leto right now.
Like, I'm gonna be a movie star!
I guess I felt like 30 Seconds to Mars was like just a little bit too late on the scene. Like they were just
Yeah.
like 5 years too late. They would have been really, really big had they come out 5 years earlier.
Yeah. And they were just a teeny bit generic. Just a
Yes,
teeny bit.
yes. The
bit.
kill is like good, but other than that, I'm just like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Did you, Reinventing the Wheel, did we already do that one? Yes, we did. We
How
figured
does
that out
it
one on
go?
our own.
How does it go?
You were singing that
I already
earlier.
forgot. we sang something else in between. I
don't remember.
All right. Well, the patron saints of fakes, liars, and fakes
Oh,
goes.
good. Okay. That was a really good song. I like that song, and it's a good way to end the album. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this album just fucks, dude.
It's really good.
But I think From Under the Cork Tree also fucks probably
does.
equally as hard.
It does.
You know what though? I mean, I guess I sometimes would skip either track 5 or 6. I don't remember which one.
On Take Street Grave,
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
probably Homesick at Space Camp Age.
Yeah.
I already don't remember how either of those go.
Romeo in Chicago, is that how it starts? Because
Oh,
if I have a skip, I think that's it.
It's one I like that song, but yeah, there's like one song on this that I skip. Almost everything else I do not skip. I
I don't
listen
think
to
I skip
almost every song on this
a
album.
single
Sometimes I
album
skip
on
Fall Out
this-
Boy
or
songs
song on this
because
album.
I can't bother to read the whole title.
That's why I only have the first 3 words memorized.
Yeah.
See, so for me, I mean, I think another thing we could talk about is like we span a large generation of like how you listen to and consume
Yeah.
music. So for me, I hardly knew the song names because it was just numbers.
Yes.
So especially from Under the Cork Tree, I know the numbers.
But
Yes.
that's the thing is that, like, do we span a large? Because I had a boombox, I had a Walkman, I had an MP3 and an iPod, and now I have a phone.
Okay, you span a while. I mean, I had all those things too, I guess. But maybe it's like which music you were listening to at which point.
Yeah.
I listened, I think, most in, like, middle school. It was pretty much all the MP3 player, and I think I listened to that for more amount of time than I listened to my iPod, because my iPod, like, broke very quickly
Mm.
after I got it. It was used.
I was gonna say it was probably
Yeah.
shitty. Anyway, such a great album.
Yeah.
Such a great
So
album. Very much like, I mean, underrated in the sense that like good music that probably wouldn't be around if they hadn't blown up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for your first full-length album, like, this is really fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Again.
And excellent work from Pete in terms of lyrics. Like,
Phenomenal.
holy shit. How, I mean, goddamn.
These lyrics are like 3 times, if not more times, better than anything they're producing now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They're like, we did our part. We don't need to do like good lyrics anymore.
Fuck it.
We're like 4 centuries.
Oh
my
God.
Put it back.
All right.
We are famous. We're still famous. We were famous a year ago. We'll be famous in the future. We're famous.
But it's more so, we are famous.
There's like a bunch of like and like sampling.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's like Uma Thurman.
Oh my god. Please stop. Okay, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But first,
Right.
Remote of the Cork Tree.
No, this album was so good!
So I remember when I first saw the music video for Sugar We're Going Down, it was the first Fall Out Boy song I had ever heard. It was like, I know this is really dumb because we're talking about, let's see, 3 minutes and 49 seconds, but it changed my life. Like the second that I saw it, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is it. This is
Yeah.
like, this is strange. And I was 15.
Like Shelby with that meme.
What
meme
meme?
video that Sam showed you. We
Oh,
remember we were talking
Forehead
about.
shave pit.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't. I wouldn't say that at the time. That's what I'm saying. At the time, I knew that it was gonna be big, but like the video itself, I don't give a shit about.
She's like this.
I'm the opposite. I
But
had no
anyway,
idea if it was going to get big or not, but I was like, this has changed my life, and it's just a music video, and it's, like, to this day my favorite song, and still my favorite music video of all time.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I love every song in the previous album, but looking at these titles, I don't remember how most of them go, as I've said, but looking at these titles gives me serotonin.
Ah! She's like, this is the album.
This?
Yeah.
Makes me so happy. But also, oh god, there's so many albums!
There's so many. The
Ugh.
first song? Fucking gold. Fucking gold.
Don't remember how it goes.
That's the one about Christmas.
Is this the one where they have do not or now press repeat after every song?
I think that was the first.
Now press repeat.
It definitely wasn't this album.
It's like an automated man.
Now
so it's
press
I
like,
repeat.
know
press.
who the now press repeat guy is. I'm aware. I just don't remember which album.
Of all the gin joints in all the world.
Love
That's a good
that song.
Okay, sing it for me.
She's like,
Performance for
fucking
me.
idiot. That's the one about makeup on the pillow. What is it?
Oh my god, it's so good.
Your makeup looks so great next to his
stains
teeth.
my pillowcase.
Keep singing it.
I'm having like issues. I'm having like performance anxiety. So I was like, this is my
Look at the
favorite album.
lyrics.
And I'm like, oh god, oh
Hold
god.
on, I want you
Because
to
I
see
can
how
perform it as
start.
soon as I start singing the lyrics. Vowels in this album are a little questionable.
They are. Yeah, it's very much like, you can like Patrick's. He's good, but he's not like where he will get to.
Yeah, we're like, so you're gonna get a voice coach?
It's
Like-
very much
So, like,
like
you sound amazing, but like, your vowels.
it would be the same. It's all like right in the front of his mouth. I was gonna say
Stains my pillowcase.
yes.
Overrated, but really good.
Very
Oh,
overrated,
so good.
but so good, so good.
Not as good as Sugar Gone Down.
Pants,
That
pants.
music video is really good.
Dance, dance,
No,
for
Sugar
sure.
Gone
I know it
Down.
makes me cry every
Me
fucking
too.
time.
That's
Like,
the
that has to do with
Okay,
it.
that's the goat.
Oh
That's the goat man.
Yes. Thank you.
Come on, you bridge, goat man.
He's a deer. Yeah, I like Dance Dance is a bop. Very overrated. It was like that was like the hit that they got really famous for.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure,
that
We're
was so
Going
big.
Down is literally like wraps me in a blanket of like comfort.
It's so good. It's like the perfect combination. You know how in that there's a cooking book called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat?
Mm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Sugar Going Down is like the perfect combination of like sweet and like bittersweet and like sad.
Yes.
And also like there's like tension. Ugh, it's so good.
Is it joining what's that song? As a bop jam groove and banger?
It's on that
Oh my
playlist.
god.
No, I mean, is it like does it intersect? Is
That's
it
a different podcast.
Oh shit, you might be right.
All right. I wonder if I know all the lyrics to that song.
Have you guys
I-
ever seen the video of Billy Williams singing that song?
No.
With them on stage?
I
Oh my
saw
God, that would make me
I saw
cry.
the
You can't really hear it very well, but we
the
watched it.
thumbnail, but I didn't watch it.
I feel like it just got recommended to me. Did that happen to you?
Yeah.
YouTube, stop listening to me!
This album has a lot of song titles that have references.
Yeah. The first one was supposed to be.
Oh.
Oh, right. Do you remember what it was supposed to be about?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Because we got of all the gin joints in all the world, nobody puts baby in the corner.
I'm sure I read it in a Tiger Beats magazine or something.
Oh my god, remember Tiger Beat? Oh god.
Remember magazines for kids? I fucking loved Nick magazine.
I liked J14.
Yeah.
Tiger Beat was like slightly less good. Oh,
Yeah.
16 Candles. That's the other one.
It's crazy to me that Fever You Can't Set Out came out in the same year as
Yeah.
The Cork Tree.
Wait. Yes. Yeah, it was a fucking year, man.
Because
So, From Under the Cork Tree, if I recall correctly, came out in summer. I didn't get into it until fall.
Okay.
I know I was listening to. I owned it by November because I listened to it while we went to Disneyland.
Okay.
But I think a paper you can't sweat out came out later in the year than From Under the Cork Tree.
That makes sense.
Okay, what I wanted to say is that Take This to Your Grave is when Andy joined, and I feel like you can definitely tell in terms of the drumming. But for me, where he really shines is From Under the Cork Tree. Like, the drumming in all of these songs is so exquisite.
Yeah.
It is so perfect.
You're right.
What else? Emily, I wasn't done talking about Sugar We're Going Down.
Okay. Proceed.
So I don't think it was Infinity on High. I don't remember which album it was. I think it may have been Fully Ado. One of those albums had album artwork, and it would, like, unfold, and each of the band members had given, like, a little, like, they had written a little something. And Joe wrote that when Patrick Stump came out of the recording booth from doing backup vocals on Sugar We're Going Down, he turned to Joe and said, "I just put your kid through college." And I'm like, such a level of confidence, but also, like, he was totally right.
Yeah.
Like, that song fucking, it's incredible. It's an incredible song.
It's so good.
On all levels.
Yeah.
And I bet you know all the lyrics.
Probably.
I know all the lyrics. So you must.
You know, I always like to attest that I know all the lyrics to every Fall Out Boy song, but I start listening to the songs and I'm like, wow, I know the syllables.
I know the vowels.
I know exactly how it sounds, but I don't know what he's saying. And it's, like, partially just, like, really intricate and, like, profound lyrics, and partially just, like, Patrick Stump does not enunciate anything.
Yeah.
And partially just that it's hard to enunciate
When you're putting
those
so
words.
many syllables into one line.
when a line of, like, 4 beats is, like, 7 words! And they're, like, stupid-ass words, like, the line between life and success, or whatever the fuck that line is.
God. I mean,
anyway.
I feel like, I don't want to backtrack too much. I feel like Panic is really, truly, like, the king of that. Because they had things like, what were we just talking about this recently? Like,
For some reason, Brendan Urie can enunciate.
yeah, that's true. There's one song in Vices and Virtues where they talk about galantine, which is a type of sausage. Like, how? How'd you fit this in? Like, is this a joke? Like, is this like a Mad Libs? Like, you were given a list of words by your producer and they're like, fit these in somehow. One of them is galantine.
Fit these in somehow. Oh, no. This album, it was a really, really good example of, I only memorized the first 3 words, because some of these titles, I feel like I have not seen the full title
entirety.
ever.
Yeah.
Like, I have never seen Summer Song at the end of I've Got a Dark Alley, and that's the only thing I know. I've Got a Dark Alley. That's the title of the song.
It's so long.
Actually, I think I knew A Bad Idea.
Yes, you do, because I have another thing to say about Sugar We're Going Down. I haven't looked very hard, but I've never heard of a cover of that song that did it justice. Which, like, I guess that's the case for a lot of good songs, but it just, like, it's just perfect to me. That, like, that tells me that it's perfect. Like, I'm usually super into, like, acoustic covers and ukulele covers on the internet, but I heard one and I was like, this is bad. This is not good. and I usually like that person's covers a lot. I was like, you can't cover this song. Also, you just can't take away, like, the percussion. And, like, it's a perfect song beyond the genre, but also it's a perfect song from the genre. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And it's like all of the best of all of their talents.
Yeah.
Like the best bass, the best lead guitar, the best vocals, the best drum, just all of it.
Something else, can I say this about Fall Out Boy? They don't have any earwigs. At least not in their first couple of albums. And I love that so much.
Yeah.
Wait. Say that again?
They don't have any earwigs.
No, that's not what you mean. You mean earworms.
Earworms. Thank you.
I was looking at you like, what?
I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I agree.
They don't have any tropical insects in Yeah.
Crazy.
This is tropical. We're in tropical, buddy.
We're in Tropical Valley.
Hot tropical. I mean, dry tropical, but...
What? That's the desert.
It doesn't matter. Move on.
Anyway, no, yes,
You're
I
wrong about
agree.
that. Maybe not.
And I think that's partially like every time I listen to a Fall Out Boy song, I remember that it exists.
Yeah.
Like I'm never like sitting there like singing a Fall Out Boy song over and over, and I'm like, God, I don't want
Yes,
to listen
I
to the
hate
song
that.
in my head anymore.
Mm.
Because every time I listen to Fall Out Boy, I'm like, oh fuck, this song fucks, and then I turn it off and I forget that it exists, which is like kind of sad. And like every time I'm like, I need to think of a Fall Out Boy song, I can't think of anything.
But it's kind of like when you have like a really delicious home cooked meal where all the flavors and textures are perfectly balanced versus like Burger King or whatever, which is like really fucking good, but mostly because it has like a lot of salt and fat and sugar in it. So it's like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like the earworms are the Burger King and yeah, you get it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a really quality song without having that like addictive factor the way that an earworm does. Also, I hate earworms.
Yeah.
They drive me bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner.
Love
which
that song.
I love, but I don't remember how it goes.
Also another song, Fick. The one they
Also, a masterful
so good.
like lyrics.
Yes. Yeah.
Really good.
Okay.
Great.
I've got a dark alley and a bad idea
Period.
that says you should shut your mouth. Summer song. God damn. And you know what? I feel like this is one of only like 2 songs on the album that I will occasionally skip.
That one is the one that's like,
It starts really low.
The song, there's one on Infinity on High too. It's like the 5 or 6 song where it's like, we're getting kind of sad, and it's just a sad song, and it is what it is, and I really like it.
yeah.
Like, I might skip it, but I like it.
She likes
Yeah.
that breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I like it on Infinity on High too.
You know, I might skip it, but mostly just because I can't sing it.
Yeah.
It's too low.
It's very low.
But
yeah.
it's like, it's one of those fucking alto problems where like I can't sing it up the octave because it's too high. 7 Minutes in Heaven. Ativan.
Van Halen the band and then Ativan the drug.
Ah.
Ativan Halen.
Ah.
Well, I got in Van Halen, but I didn't know Ativan.
That's a good one.
It's so good. Sophomore Slumber, Come Back Up the Year.
That's a good one. That's a really good song.
Alright, my head hurts.
Okay, I wanted to point out this title. Champagne.
Champagne!
Champagne for my real friends. Real pain
for my sham
for my sham friends.
No,
Very
I know
clever.
I know it's a clever title. I just only know the first 3 words. And I don't even know that.
Earlier you said campaign.
Yeah, and I don't even know that. I just read it, and I'm like, okay, I see the first 3 words, and I have a vague idea of where this is going.
Which one is this? These like 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are the ones that I'm like, they're good, but they're not my favorite songs on the album. Like the first 5 and the last 4 are perfect. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Number 10. I slept with someone in Fall Out Boy and all I got with this stupid song written about me. Love. This was definitely like hard rock,
Yeah.
but like in a good way.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, it
Love that song.
sucks.
Wait, how does it?
It sounds a little bit more like something.
Oh, the bridge is screaming!
Yes.
Yes!
I wish I would. Oh no, we already did that.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize until right this second that that's like a play on the whole wedding day thing. Oh my god.
Um,
16
Little Less
Candles.
16 Candles.
Fucking love
Also
this song.
sucks. Don't remember how it goes.
That's probably my second favorite song on the album. I would say.
That's
Next time you guys get a chance to listen to that song, like the drumming is phenomenal. The drumming is
Sure it is.
phenomenal on 16 Candles. I love all of it. I love like it's very good at like capturing what it's like to be in high school, where it's like I'm on your porch and you're just like, why don't you just drop dead, Patrick or Pete or whichever one of you it is.
That's a great song. That's a great song.
It's such a good song. I also really love the music video to that song. That's the vampire one. It's kind of annoying because it cuts the song up.
Yeah.
But it is a really fun story.
It's
You've got
funny.
like Brendan Urie there with like vampire. What do you call it? Like minions.
Brendan Urie?
Brendan Urie's in it.
Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah,
Oh.
he makes a cameo as like one of the
Isn't-
classy vampires.
Isn't Pete once a vampire and Patrick has to like rein him in?
Yeah, so it's like they're all vampire hunters, and Patrick is like the Van Helsing, and he's doing like a journal, and he's getting stronger every day. And Pete was a
Hunter.
vampire hunter with his girlfriend, and they both got turned into vampires. So anyway, so that they have to like fight all these vampires, and these like classy, like aristocratic vampires show up, and Brendan Urie's one of them, and they have these minions that they're fighting, and then they end up getting caught by the police, and then the police are vampires. And you're like, ah! But it's very great. It's a great it's a great twisted story of like he is now the thing that he was hunting, and he's like conflicted because he's a vampire, but he wants to kill the vampires. It's so deep. It's all so deep.
It's been a long time. We may have to watch that video because it's been a long time since I've seen it.
I just watched it not a few months ago.
Is that
I
the one
think.
with the football coach? Or is that Dance Dance?
That's Dance Dance.
Powder Puffs? I don't know what he says.
That's Dance Dance. No, 16 Candles is like they're all it's like very dystopian. It's a huge like production. They're like out on the streets running around.
Yeah.
And they're
There's
like
a lot of like effects.
yeah. The aristocratic vampires come in with all these like female minions, and they're all like dancing and shit, and it's like very coordinated. Yeah, it's very impressive. Love that song.
Demon hipster chicks.
Everybody's so offended.
This song is possibly one of my favorite songs that Fall Out Boy has ever produced.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Get busy living or get busy dying?
Yes.
Is this the one with like the spoken word poem at the end?
Sorry, I'm not done. I'm not over yet.
I'm like kind of shocked that how much you like this one. I mean, it's good.
It's really good.
I think a lot of it is like just the like visceral amount of emotion that there is in Get Busy Living, Get Busy Dying. Like Patrick sounds like he's actually upset for once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really love it.
I already forgot how it goes.
Get Busy Living, Get Busy Dying.
Do love EXO too.
EXO, bitch!
EXO's
I
so
fucking
good.
love that song.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it's so good. So, Get Busy Living, Get Busy Dying is the one where he's like, this has been done!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Good. Yep. Nice.
Such a good album. Also, there was like a Storm Clouds and Underdogs. Is that what it was? There was like a extra songs that came out on this album.
Oh yeah.
Stitches and Talkers get stitches and walkers?
Great song. And then what? The music of the Misery. I
Ah!
just re-listened to that really recently. It's so good.
It is really good. What about GANASFS?
That is from Infinity on High,
Okay.
but also a really good one.
Yeah.
Finish. Say what you need to say.
From Under the Clark Tree is a really good album. It's just really good, and it also is. In addition to Katie, is the first album. I think this is what she said. It's the first album that I listened to, and it's like there's nothing like sitting in the back of your mom and dad's sport utility vehicle when you're like 12 with your little CD player and your headphones that are plastic. And they go over your head, and listening to this album start to finish, and you just stare out the window, and there's no breaks and no skips, because it's a brand new CD-ROM that you just bought from Borders, and so it's not going to skip on the album. It's also a pretty new album, because you're not that old. And you're going somewhere, and your parents don't talk to you because they know you're listening to your music, and it's very important to you. And there's just nothing like it.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, great album. I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay, so my first concert that I ever went to was in March 2006, and it was to see Fall Out Boy on their tour for, I think it was Black Clouds and Underdogs, to see Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree, and who opened for them? All American Rejects, and I feel like a couple other bands. It was like so many openers. I wasn't even on the floor, I was in the stands. And it was like just the most magical night of my life, and remains to this day, which is maybe a little sad that I peaked at 15. But you know what? It's fine. It was phenomenal. The show was phenomenal. They had pyrotechnics. It was just like, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. So are we done with From Under the Cork Tree?
Yep.
Okay, so context being
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Fall Out Boy. Once Dance Dance got really popular in the fall of 2005, they blew up. They exploded. Okay? So then, Infinity on High comes out February.
With the pyrotechnics.
I know. Comes out in February 2007. And it was very much like, I was a little sad when I first heard it because it wasn't From Under the Cork Tree, but it absolutely grew on me. And this is, I would say, the first album where it's like at least partly about being famous. So like Thriller specifically is very much like, you know, talking about like what happened. And This Ain't a Scene, it's an arms race too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the context for An Infinity on High.
Oh,
I've never known what This Ain't a Scene's goddamn arms race is about.
It's supposed to be about the scene movement, right?
Yeah, like like This Ain't a Scene, it's an arms race, meaning like it's not a place where we all come together to make and enjoy art together. It's like us fighting against each other by trying to get as much supplies as possible. And possibly, specifically, in that case, they might mean, like, fashion. If we were talking about, like, emo fashion. Because definitely, like, 2007 was, like...
Peak.
Right, yeah.
Peak.
I have some context for this album.
Go!
This is the first album on... on this list. Any album on this list. This whole thing, out of all 3 bands, that I anticipated.
Ooh!
Like, it was my first pop punk album that I was waiting for. I remember it. And, you know, I was in 6th grade. Like, it wasn't like I was like, I don't know, I didn't know that much.
You weren't, like, seeing Instagram posts about Hayley Williams sending doll parts to people in the mail?
Well, not at that time, no. But I just, you know, it was just like, oh yeah, Fall Out Boy has a new album coming out, and I'm really excited about this because my little sister's so excited about it, and I think it's going to be great. Like, even before Riot, I think, because
Wow.
we heard about it before Riot. I'm pretty sure. It came out before Riot, only a couple months before Riot, so.
Crazy.
Anyway, that's it.
I don't even remember being excited for this album. I'm sure that I was,
You
but
know
I don't
who-
really remember it.
You know who I was talking to about it? Because we were in the same class in 6th grade.
You know what's funny is that I was gonna say this album came out on his birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
February 6th, 2007.
Maybe that's why we were having a conversation about it. He was like, my birthday's next week, and I was like, oh, my favorite band has a new album coming out next week.
Oh my god.
I will give the context for this album that I don't remember the first Fall Out Boy song I ever listened to. I don't remember what I was doing in age 6. I don't remember when I first started listening to Fall Out Boy, but I've never had to wait for an album. Except for, like, I guess,
Save rock and roll?
say Rock and Roll, but we didn't anticipate that coming out.
Yeah.
We were just like, when is Fall Out Boy gonna come back? And then they just, like, pop back up into the ether.
Yeah, that's probably true. Alright, is that enough context?
Yeah.
Shall we discuss the track list?
Yes.
Thriller, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good opening act.
I mean,
So that is specifically talking about From Under the Cork Tree. So when it first came out, like, they were kind of like, it's fine. But by fall, we were a
Cover story.
cover story. Now it's
yours.
yours.
3s is in, like, you have a dice, and you're only getting 3s. And you're trying to get across the board. See?
No, I think it's like 3, like your rating. Like 1 out of 5, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3,
Ah.
across the board.
Interesting. We have really
yeah,
different
see, that's the
interpretations.
part that I was confused about, was the 3s.
I'm gonna say right off the bat that I think lyrically, this is possibly Pete's greatest album. And we might have to, like, argue a little bit, but there are just so, and I probably should pull up the lyrics because there are just so many beautiful lines. Like, crowds are running lost again, but our hearts beat for the diehards. Like, it's just all of it. It's just so good. And also, very much, like, I was cognizant enough at this point in my life to be like, wow, Patrick Stump is a lot better at singing now. Not that he was bad before, but, like,
No,
he's
yeah.
vastly improved on this album.
Is the podcast gonna just hear a bunch of crunching?
Probably,
Eating
yeah.
These chips. Oh, dear. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
So Thriller is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I have almost nothing else to say. Fix Me in 45. I always wondered about that lyric too, specifically. I think it's like 45 you could say is like an average album length. Yeah?
Oh.
45 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
Fix
Yeah,
Me in 45.
Fix me like, yeah.
Woo!
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It takes over. The
Breaks
motherfucking
over.
breaks over!
Would you say that sounds like kind of funky?
Yeah.
Like kind of funky,
I think
right?
this was
Yeah.
it was like his first introduction of like his soul voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love.
It's kind of it has some funk on it. The whole album, like the song, like the music.
So, yeah, This Ain't a Scene, it's an arms race. Just, Shelby, when we saw them, it was from this album, correct?
No, it was April 2009. It was after Full A did come
Oh
out.
my god!
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Shelby's like, that's enough.
It's a really good song.
Really, we're just like running out of time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like a lawyer with the way I'm always trying to get you off, me and you.
That's a great song.
Very good.
It's
Great
really fun
song.
to riff in because it's like one of the few like slow songs,
That's true. I never thought about that. I'm gonna try that next time I listen to it.
or like playing the guitar, humming the guitar in the background.
Hum Hallelujah.
It's a really good song.
One of multiple songs on this list inspired by Leonard Cohen.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Golden.
It
Yeah.
has really good lyrics too, but it might just be that I know all the lyrics.
Hum Hallelujah's lyrics are fucking phenomenal.
They're really
I
good.
don't know all the lyrics.
I'm gonna look them up because there's one about like a chapel. I love you in the same way. There's a chapel in a hospital. Such a good fucking line.
I don't understand it, but it's so pretty.
1 foot in your bedroom and 1 foot out the door. Sometimes we take chances, sometimes we take pills. I could write it better than you ever felt it.
Yeah.
So good. Love the lyrics on this.
Yeah.
He
On
is
this album.
such a Gemini.
I
Man.
don't even know if I could describe it. Like, there's a chapel in a hospital so that people get married before they die. And so it's just like, exactly. That's how I love you. Like, I love you in the same way. That there's a chapel in a hospital.
Like,
Oh.
really, that's so
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's such a good line. I love it so much. Such a good song. Yes, very good. Okay, so Golden.
Ugh.
Why
Is
are you
this
talking
the-
about this, Emily?
I know you guys don't care. I don't know about Katie. I'm not sure Shelby doesn't care that much about Golden, but for some reason I do.
I was gonna say, isn't this the song you were talking about, where it's 5 or 6 tracks in, you slow down.
Actually, no. I forgot where that song is on the track list. But I do like Golden. I just said you should talk about it because you memorized all the lyrics.
Yeah, it may have been one of the first Fall Out Boy songs that I like specifically looked up the lyrics because I wanted to know every single one of them, and I learned the lyrics, and then I went to Grandma's house and wrote them out on chalk on the driveway. I don't
Wow.
remember if I had a reason. I think it was just because I was proud that I had memorized the lyrics.
It's really a good song.
It's really weird. The
Huh,
lyrics are
wait.
weird.
Pause. Sorry. Pause the conversation. Earlier you asked me if Thriller was one of the songs that I wrote lyrics, or that was the first one that I wrote the lyrics on my wall. I don't remember. But we will say,
I remember seeing those lyrics on your wall.
I'm sure they absolutely were, yeah. We'll just say for the podcast's sake that as a teenager, I wrote in Sharpie on my walls the lyrics to all my favorite songs.
Was
it this whole album?
I don't know.
It was definitely
a lot.
Yeah, I think it was all Fall Out Boy. I think.
I think it was.
Wasn't it just because you hated the paint job?
No, I loved the paint job. I think it was that the paint job was coming off, or I was bored, or Mom said I could.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe it was
remember
Mom
which.
was like, we're gonna paint soon, so you can do that.
Yeah, which is weird because it was 2008. I wasn't leaving for 2 years.
It was weird because I don't think we were allowed to write on our walls, our fuchsia walls.
I definitely wrote on our walls.
Oh.
I wrote on our ceiling.
Oh, yeah! You let your friends write on
You're
the
the
ceiling.
reason we had to fucking paint the ceiling, you idiot!
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I'm kidding.
We have a scoop of Blake. We are.
Am I the pot kettle calling the kettle
Yeah.
black?
Yeah, are you the one that painted my ceiling lavender?
I didn't know.
You're the reason that when the guys came to replace our fire alarms or smoke alarms, that the guy changing the one in my room goes, "Hey Larry, this room used to be purple." I was sitting in my bedroom. I was like, "Can you not tell your buddies that my room used to be purple?"
That's such a weird thing to comment on. Have they never been
I know!
in weird colors? That's so weird. 'Cause
I
we-
mean,
when
it
we were
must
growing
not
up,
be a very interesting job. You gotta get your kicks somehow.
yeah, that's true. I guess they probably don't very often see purple rooms. We grew up with we were allowed to paint our rooms whatever colors we wanted, but
Not the ceiling.
not the ceiling. Which makes sense in hindsight. I get it because it sucks to have to paint the ceiling.
Yeah.
Also, if you have popcorn ceilings, which I don't remember if we did or not. I don't think we did.
No.
Yeah, we didn't in one of our rentals, but anyway, Golden, the lyrics of Golden. You were saying. Sorry.
Also a really great because it's so the music is so reserved that it's a really great framing of the vocals. It's just a really great vocal performance.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the reason that I'm depressed now is because I had these lyrics memorized at age 12. Tongues on sockets of electric dreams? Hello? I was memorizing lyrics about suicide at age 12, alright? Fuck up, bitches! You guys get on my fucking level!
It is really good. When I talk about the sad song on the Fall Out Boy album that I like, that's actually not the one because it's too sad. It's really beautiful, but it is usually a skip unless I'm in the mood.
Mm.
I mean,
Yes.
not bittersweet, just sad.
And funnily enough, to be followed by thanks for the memories.
Yes. So this was like the big song from this album was Thanks for the Memories. I like it. I think it holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Great song. Very good song.
Sexy.
Sexy song.
The album or the label was like, we need a sexy.
Yes. Yeah. And remember, is that the video where, like, what, if I'm remembering correctly, at some point in the past, Pete had like a dick pic that got leaked.
Probably.
And so in the video for Thanks for the Memories, they were sort of like parodying that, where they're like having it in a photo shoot, and they're like, keep taking your clothes off, and he's like all reluctant. He's like, I don't want to. That's really funny.
It might be that one.
I think that is, yeah.
Also the same video with chimps.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
There is a chimpanzee, and also Kim Kardashian is in it as well. It's an interesting video.
It's that's so funny. Like,
Don't you know who I think I am?
That's a good
that
title.
might be it.
That's a
Which
good
one
Oh
title.
is
no,
that?
it's Afterlife of the Party.
Oh, I
Afterlife of the Party.
love the Afterlife of the Party. Another
Really?
song that I can't sing.
That's
Was
a good
that
song.
that was the song I think that I did a music video for?
Really?
And I put a picture of Hiei in when they say the word fool. It was like incredibly embarrassing and bad. But like, I was like 13 or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could learn to pity fools as I'm the worst one. And
Yeah.
I can't stop feeling sorry for myself.
I spent so much time on it too.
That's interesting that you say that, because so I was taking photo video when this, or I guess it was my senior year. No, it was my junior year, and I did a music video for Thriller.
Mm.
And honestly, like, it was bad, but for the technology I had, it was like not that
You
bad.
still have it?
God no. It was like, when I say technology, it was like, it was before digital, so it was like VHS. We were like editing, like photo video was like, yeah, it was like we had a video camcorder, and then like we had to get it on tape and edit it that way. So the technology, it was actually like not bad. But like Sam was in it, and it was like filmed around our house. Yeah, it was just.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was an interesting project that I had. Yeah, very different from filming a music video nowadays, where you could just do it on your phone and then edit it all together. So much easier. That's a great song.
Mhm.
Agree. Broken Down on Memory Lane, Alone Together We're Alone. That's a good one. Okay, Afterlife of the Party. Oh,
That's a really good song. It
That's
makes me
so
cry.
good.
When
Yeah.
when this album first came out, it was a skip for me. I was like, it's a
Mhm.
skip for me, dog, as they say. But it's a really
Like
good
Simon
song.
Cowell, it's a no from me.
it's a skip for me.
You
Here's
know,
a
I
good.
just love you. I think you're great, but I'm just gonna have to say no.
She's Paula. It's a no from me, dog.
It's a no from me, dog.
I'm good, dog. Okay, Carpal Tunnel of Love. I remember this one.
Oh, the song. That's good.
The section where Emily didn't have the lyrics, so we all point this
Oh
out.
no, that's what I'm saying! I don't know half the lyrics, I just know the syllables!
We're throwing stones at a glass moon, is the line. We might have started singing just a little soon. We're throwing stones at a glass moon.
Okay.
We keep the beat with your blistered feet. We bullet the words of the mockingbirds singing. Slept through the weekend and dreaming of singing with the melody of the cliffs of eternity. Got postcards from my former self saying how you been.
Wait, what is it? Former self?
From my former selves.
I always thought it was former sin.
Oh,
From a
because
former
the way
sin.
Patrick talks. My former self saying how you been.
Agreed. From a former sin is also a cool lyric.
Yeah, it is.
Patrick starts listening to this podcast and like going on a
So
roller
offended.
coaster. He's like, who is this Katie person? Because she doesn't know what she wants. She's like, phenomenal, best vocalist of all time. You suck.
I never say he was the best vocalist of all time.
He's really good.
He is very good. Also, this is one of the spoken word bridges. It was ice cream headaches and sweet avalanche when the pearls in our shells got up to dance.
Desi's concerned about me.
Shelby has a personal vendetta against the downstairs neighbors.
Fuck your dog. Bang the Doldrums, that's the pirate song. Fame versus Infamy. Or Infamy is better than
Oh,
Fame.
I love this song.
This is a good song.
I just say Fame Infamy.
I've always said Fame versus Infamy, even though that's not what that means.
Fame is less than infamy. That's stupid. I just say Fame Infamy.
I really love this song.
So good.
Very good. It's very, like, the melody is great. Lyrics are, it's a really good song. It's not like one of my favorites, but it's very
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to, like, put all these songs in the context of the album, and I feel like all of the songs are very good, but there are some that are, like, more hits for me
good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
than, like, others, versus,
Mhm.
like, From Under the Cork Tree and Infinity on High. This is Infinity on High. The one before that, which are, like, kind of all fucking bangers, dude.
Yeah.
And, like, I
Yeah.
love all of these songs.
Mother trucker, dude.
Some of these
Like
I,
a
some of these I
book,
skip. Like, the other thing is that, like, nowadays, you're listening to Fall Out Boy, you're not necessarily listening to, like,
The album.
Infinity on High, right?
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, honestly, Spotify, like, playlist for Fall Out Boy is all their new shit. It's garbage. But anyway.
I made my own playlist, and I just put the old albums on.
There you go. And so, like, in terms of all of the 3 albums we looked at so far, I feel like I would skip more songs from this than from any other album. But they're still good.
Well, except for the very, very first one, the EP.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Bang the Dull Drums. Anyway, love, Fame, and Infamy.
You're crashing, but you're no wave.
Is that
Another,
the one about...
another song fic.
Is that the one about
Yes.
the court
trial,
case? I
yeah.
love that song. It has the chorus in the middle of it. How did you write a song fic about that?
The gallery is hushed.
It was about a guy being on trial.
Oh, okay.
But it was OC, it wasn't fan fiction.
I don't know any of the words.
So, I was always wondering about, like, the historical, like, background of this. So, apparently, it was partly based on the trial of Fred Hampton Jr., who was convicted of arson in the aftermath of the acquittal of the police officers who beat Rodney King.
Your kid.
So, police officers beat Rodney King.
What?
Then there's aftermath of that where this guy, Fred Hampton Jr., was convicted of arson. So he's probably just a protester, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Allegedly. But interesting.
I was saying your kids because she said something about arson.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like this part. The chorus. Case open, case shut, but you could pay to close it like a casket. Yeah, that's a good one.
Write that down.
Okay.
Okay, it's
It's
on
recorded.
record.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stop saying write that down. It's being recorded.
Write it down.
We'll have to, what is that called?
Transcribe it.
Transcribe it. I've got all this ringing in my ears and not on my fingers. One of my favorite songs on this
I
album.
don't remember what it goes.
Love
Okay.
that song.
Lovely. Yeah.
It's so jazzy.
A great way to end the album.
Such a great way to end the album.
Yeah.
I feel like Your Crashing But You're No Wave is like, it's very good for like a second to last song of like intensity and like tragedy and also like sort of sly, and then the last one is just like so genuine and so jazzy. It's just, yeah, it's so good. So good.
Phenomenal.
Wow, that was a lot.
Yeah. We're not even done.
Okay.
Well, the
Okay.
good news is that we've covered like our favorite albums, I would argue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially. Maybe
We
one.
don't,
Fully
we don't
Ado is-
have to sing every single song before they do.
I just need to be reminded.
Okay.
As long as we like know what the songs
Yeah.
are.
The Phoenix?
Shelby, how dare you?
What the fuck?
No.
What?
There it is. Fully I Do. How dare
Oh,
you suggest that
I
we don't
see.
need to obnoxiously shout every single song?
Okay.
Okay,
Just
context
forward
for Fully I
about
Do.
before.
So, Infinity on High came out in February of 2007.
Yes.
Fully I Do was intended to come out on Election Day 2008.
Ugh.
This was after months of hype. I had graduated high school, I was in college, I was fucking ready for this album. I swear to God, like, we're talking like a year and a half, or maybe almost 2 years. It was the longest 2 years of my life in terms of Fall Out Boy, because I could not. Like, Infinity on High was, like, not my like, it was good, but it wasn't, like, it wasn't From Under the Cork Tree.
This bitch had one album the next year and she's complaining.
And what I'm saying is that, like, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it just felt so long to me. I was dying. And so it was supposed to come out on Election Day 2008. It did not, because they ended up feeling like that would be a little bit too trying to, like, monopolize the whole thing. And that was when Obama was elected. Great election. And so then, that sounded sarcastic. I meant it genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for Obama, and it was great. I would do it again.
I did it and I do it again.
Is that a white people thing? I'm sorry. So
This whole thing is a white people thing.
anyway, it got pushed to December 2008, and not
I
just
pushed to December?
yes, December 2008.
18th to be exact.
Damn, Shell.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean? Why are you shook? Why are you shocked? Why are you shocked
Because
that
I didn't know
Cheetos
it.
tonight?
I could be wrong.
Everyone hates Cheetos.
I remember that when I Don't Care, that was the first single, right? When that came out, there was a lady who had like called into a radio station, and I think they had Fall Out Boy on as a guest at the time. And she was like, yeah, I got pulled over while I was listening to the song because I was so excited that I started speeding. And they were like, we'll pay for the speeding ticket.
That's so
And
sweet.
it was, I Don't Care is really, really great.
Yeah.
It is
Great
so
song.
good. It's
Such a
so
good single.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes, very good. So that was the first one that came out. And this was also like the album where all of their singles had like this like ongoing story. Remember, like, I Don't Care was the one where everyone was wearing each other's face as masks?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
so funny.
It also
It's
ended with
just-
Sarah Palin.
Yeah,
What a
and
throwback.
well, and oh god, I can't remember which one it is. One of them is like flashing people the whole time. Doesn't
It's Joe. It's the guy who's supposed to be
Joe.
Joe. But then he takes off his mask, and it's the lead singer of Cobra Starship. Which,
Yeah,
raise your
yeah.
hand if you remember what Cobra Starship is.
I do.
Nobody can see us raising our hands, by the way.
It was everybody except Emily. Sorry. What was I gonna say? It's hilarious. Also, isn't it the one that has like the asshole at the beginning?
Yes, he's like, you think, what are you, the rockin', what does he say, like, eyeliner and something?
Energy
I've
drinks.
taken bigger shit. What does he say? I've taken shits
Shits
that
that
were
are bigger rock stars than you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know who he's supposed to be specifically, but it's very, very funny.
It's funny.
It's all really good.
And like their level of discomfort.
I'm just sitting there looking
just
at
like-
him like, oh,
Okay.
we are turtle.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember
Anyway.
how to swear or
I'm coming
Oh, yeah.
up
Yeah.
on
Very
a
good. Okay, let's stop. That's good. Got it.
Wait, how does the chorus go?
Really good song. That's a really good song.
Love that song.
This album is like further toward like the soul funk,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
which I don't mind.
I really, really like.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a couple of songs on here that I don't like, or not that I don't like, but that I will skip, but not very many. I think the problem was that this was a really rough time in my life in terms of like, you know, like when you're in school, when you're in like high school specifically, and you realize like this is temporary and I will never get back to this time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was very much like that. It was like, oh, everything is so fleeting. Like
Well, this came out your freshman year semester of college. That's always like a really hard time.
It was very much a like a time of just turmoil, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's a great song. What's She's My Winona? What's that? Also, which Winona are they talking about? What?
We don't know what any of these songs are.
Which I know these songs.
What's She's My Winona?
It's the one with the baby eyes, baby blue eyes.
Okay, She's My Winona is
How does the chorus go?
Hell or Glory, I don't want anything in between. Then came a baby boy with long eyelashes. Daddy said you gotta show the world the thunder.
Oh yeah.
So was this after he got married to Ashley Simpson and had a baby?
I think
Yes.
I think so.
No wonder. I was like, this is so long.
Okay.
American Sweethearts, amazing. Head first slide into Cooperstown on a bed. I listen to this song like almost every week. Also another song fic. But anyway, so good. So good. The Shipped Gold Standard, what's that?
Something about a crab. I should have been an accountant. Good.
Good song. Great song.
Yeah.
Very, like, one of those, like, your proto-sad Fall Out Boy songs.
Yeah.
But, like, in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about Lake Michigan.
You can only blame your problems on the world for so long before it all becomes the same old song.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
It's true.
Love this song. I love Copies for Closers. I can't explain it. I just
Yeah,
love it a lot.
Great.
What a Catch, Donnie. That makes me sad. That was definitely for me was like the quintessential like Fall Out Boy has peaked and I have also peaked, which was not true, but it's hard not to think that way when you're so young. And
I mean,
you're like,
also the song is like pretty much like we beat.
Yeah.
So kind of wrote their fate with that one.
yeah, and you know what's funny? I always think it's really interesting how they had Elvis Costello on the original album, but then for the greatest hits they had to take him
They
off.
took him out.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
must have had like a contractual like he'll only appear
Yeah.
on this one thing or I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, great song. Love all the
what-
throwbacks.
How does the chorus go for What a Catch, Donnie? Oh yeah, and then okay, sorry, yeah, all the like callbacks, yeah.
Yeah, and they had like so many guest singers on there, like Brendan Urie was on
Mhm.
there, and yeah.
And all the other guys who sounded exactly the same.
That we don't know who they were.
No. They were all the lead singers of songs. They were contemporaries, but we don't know any of them, and they all sounded the same.
Oh, Reed.
All right, 27.
Dun, dun, dun,
Ugh,
dun.
I love that song. Tiffany Blues? All right, Wham.
I like that one.
Is
Yeah.
that one the freckle what makes you so
Yeah.
special?
Waiter, actor, musician, star.
Wow.
So
Ooh.
special.
Just
It's a common phrase.
Definitely a lot of
A
songs on here about fame.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
funny how much they grew between 2007 and 2008.
I know, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, $20 Nosebleed featuring Brendan Urie.
Oh my god!
That's a great song.
I love that song. I feel like they didn't really use their Brendan Urie.
I feel, I mean, I agree, but at the same time, I think it's, you know what it is? I think it's that Brendan fits the style of $20 Nosebleed a little bit better than Patrick does. Because when he comes in on that song, I'm always like, ooh, serotonin. Ooh, fuck, hit me. It's just, it's like, it's, I don't know, or maybe it's just the familiarity of like, you've been listening to Patrick something, and all of a sudden Brendan Urie, you're like, I know this voice, you know, I don't know. But when he comes in, it's like, oh, yes.
I'm sorry. You know what I think it is that I think that like, they both have really great vocal qualities, but they're like almost oppositional. Like Brendan Urie is like quite not like nasal, but he's just very forward, and especially at this point in his career, he was very Patrick Stump was very like soulful and like in his like chest a bit more, and just like has a different like quality of voice. Stop touching my toes.
It's like the Peenstein version of Emily's torture.
Anyway,
Love that song.
that's enough music theory.
I like
West
West
Coast
Coast Smoker. I like it. It's okay.
Fun fact!
How's it going?
I had absolutely no idea that it was Debbie Harry on this song.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
The lead singer of Blondie.
Oh shit!
That's crazy. I had no idea. I also don't even remember her part.
Okay, that's a great song.
Also not a good use of your Debbie Harry, but also not the right genre, so that's fine.
You know what's interesting about this album? I feel like these songs run together a little bit more than all the other songs.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Like,
Yeah.
all of these songs sound a little bit
I
alike.
do mix them up. Yeah.
You're right.
Um,
That is a really good song to end the album on, though. I think.
Yeah.
It, like,
yeah, their
it
like
ends
order
with
of
the, like,
songs is pretty like solid
Yeah.
in all of their albums.
Knock once for the Father, twice for the Son, 3 times for the Holy Ghost, and then the album ends, and you're like, oh shit, that's such a good lyric.
Yeah.
And also has screaming on it. I think it's the only one on this album that has screaming.
Yeah.
The screaming kind of cuts out after the one with the sheeps.
Infinityana?
No, what's the one before that?
From the poetry?
Yeah, is there screaming on Infinity on High?
I don't know, but that's the one with the sheeps.
There might be a little tiny bit.
I'm so sorry. We have to backtrack because you mentioned some hidden tracks from Infinity on High that we didn't talk about.
Oh,
GINASFS. Gay is not a synonym for shitty. That's a great song.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love that song!
That's
That
a
song
really good
could
song.
have been like a A-side. I don't know why it's a B-side.
Yeah, I agree. It could have replaced the Takes Over the Breaks Over, honestly. I feel like it's a little bit more like pop punky than some of the other songs that ended up
Okay.
on the album, you
Yeah,
know? Like even in the way it
I
starts.
love that song. Trey Baby Blues and For Wide-Eyed Browns and Sleep With Your Old Shirts and Walk Through This House in Your Shoes.
Yes. It's a strange way of saying that I'm supposed to love you.
I'm supposed to.
I've already given up on myself twice. Third time is the charm. Third time is the charm.
You guys
Just
think
caution
she
to the
went
wind, but
as
I've got a lousy arm.
Oh.
Do you guys think P1's is ever gonna come out?
I don't know. You know what else I was thinking about with
Come out
Infinity
as
on
what?
High?
I think so. That's just my personal
Bi?
opinion.
Because you can have opinions on that kind of thing.
If I recall correctly, Infinity on High was the first album where he was out about being bipolar.
Mm-hmm. Because he had his suicide attempt was right before that, I think. I think a lot of it is about that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
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 I think that may be why I was like, it's such a good song
Lyrically.
or album lyrically.
When
Okay.
when did the original My Songs What You Did in the Dark come out? Because I love the original My Songs.
It was a demo.
It was a demo.
Yes.
But what year did it come out?
Whoa!
Wait, stop. I know the words. Something maps and drawing charts.
Oh. Making maps? Making maps?
2003.
Oh,
Holy
So good.
shit.
that's the first album.
It wasn't on any
No,
album.
no,
so.
I know.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean, like,
okay.
that's around the era of the first album.
Yeah. And what's
real
crazy is
album.
that I feel like this is better than most of the stuff on the first album. Except
Oh
for
my
maybe,
god, I
like,
love the first album.
Come Before the Storm. Yeah. Wait, you mean Take This to Your Grave or the EP?
Not the EP.
Oh, okay.
I meant
okay,
Take This to Your
okay.
Grave.
Yeah.
The EP is like 2001, isn't it? 2002.
Okay, well the original was better.
Oh yeah, way better.
Okay.
I remember being so mad when that song was a single. I was like, this is bad. I was so angry.
The opinions are gonna get rough.
They really are. And it's like so sad because I can't see this album in a bad light because it's the album that I saw Fall Out Boy for,
Yeah.
but it's just not like the Fall Out Boy that I know and love.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, got it. The other B-side was It's Hard to Say I Do When I Don't. And that one I also did a song fic for. Yes, love that song. Okay, My Heart Will Always Be the B-side to My Tongue was an EP, and that was from 2004. And it had My Heart is the Worst Kind of Weapon, which was acoustic. It's Not a Side effect of the Cocaine. I'm Thinking It Must Be Love. And then a cover of Love Will Tear Us Apart, plus acoustic.
That's a cover?
Yeah. All right, so more context. 2008. Oh, that was the other thing, was that, like, Alpha Dog, that came out for Folie à Deux, right?
Okay. What about the Invisible Man?
That one, too.
Folie à
yeah.
Deux?
Pavlov.
Pavlov.
I love that song.
So, that came out in 2008, and the Folie à Deux did.
Okay.
5 years pass!
5 years later.
I get my college degree.
Your first college degree.
Yeah, first of 2. And all of a sudden, Save Rock and Roll drops.
It's completely unprompted.
Yeah, we
It
didn't
just
know
shows up
either.
out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think I went. It was when I was working at Sears, right over here. So I went to this Target that I go to all the time, and went in and bought the album, and then listened to it in my car on my work break. And it was a little bit of a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Uh-huh.
Some of it's okay.
Not as much as a disappointment as the following albums.
That's true.
This is where Patrick moved away from soul and more to kind of yelling,
Yeah.
but like a different kind of yelling than their first music.
Yes.
I don't remember any of these songs. Hold on.
But I will say that's definitely like a hallmark of the time period. Like the 2010s have a lot of really popular male vocalists who just like to scream at you, and not in a screamy way. But like, what am I thinking? Like Bastille?
Oh.
Maybe not Bastille.
No, you're right.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
I think I do.
I
They were like South African, right?
Maybe.
can only remember half of how this goes. I can remember, you're a break tied to me and it's dragging me down, strike the match and I'll burn you to the ground. We are Dracula, Sigilla, say fire to the sky. Here comes a rising tide. Come on. Alright, so that's it.
It's like kind of a banger. It's kind of a banger. But it gets worse.
Yeah.
Melodically, it's a little bit simplistic.
No, you're.
Oh
right.
no, lyrically
You're
it's
totally
also
right.
a little simplistic.
Yeah.
Particularly like the chorus.
And like,
Yeah.
can you help us remember the song that was really famous on the radio that had like a guy who screams?
Come with me now.
That definitely counts.
Are you talking about the one about like the war, the radioactive?
Oh
Yes.
God,
Radioactive!
But there's Sam had that album. She listened to it nonstop, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Stop playing Dungeons and Dragons. Mumford and Sons.
No, not Mumford and Sons.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, you're right. That's what I'm saying. It was
It's all of it.
ubiquitous.
Kings of Leon.
Not Kings of Leon.
I hate Kings of Leon.
I also like Kings
so
of Leon.
much.
But it was super ubiquitous.
Yeah,
and
it's like kind of all
and
of it.
it makes me want to gouge my eyes out. I'm sorry. Like, I will listen to people scream all the time. I'll do it anytime. I'll listen to like I don't know, really any kind of screamo music. But that, I'm sorry.
It's very
This
obnoxious.
generic fucking white guy yelling at me on Soft Rock 98.9. I hate you. Go back. I hate you so much.
So we were just discussing My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark.
I love this
The
song.
original
Which,
came out. Well, the original came out in 2004,
Mhm.
and I realized that oh shit, it has like nothing to do with this song.
just the lyrics shared.
And not even
All
anywhere.
lyrics,
Yeah,
just
just
the
one
line.
line.
Yeah.
It is a good line. My songs know what you did in the dark.
Yeah, but I love it more in the context of the original than
Agreed.
this one.
Really overrated.
This is a fun album vocally,
Yeah,
but it's just like weird and like lyrically, it's not that interesting for me.
I mean, when your chorus is like 3 words.
Yes,
Fifth.
especially
Six words.
compared to other, of their albums.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's the problem really, is that we're comparing these albums to one another, which is the premise of the podcast. So I don't
It's
know.
fine.
I don't know any of the verses for any of these songs anymore. I used to. I memorized them for the concert. So basically, when this album dropped, we were all like, oh, it's not that great, but this is Emily's first chance to go see it. So and also Fall Out Boy is touring with Panic at the Disco.
With Panic. And it was like at a reasonable location.
Yeah.
Especially
And we were
given that I was living in the Bay Area.
Yeah, and we kind of like, I feel like we got tickets to see it kind of knowing that we probably would never get to see it again, like them again.
I don't know.
I mean, it was a gift.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a great concert. Like
It was a gift.
And they didn't just play songs from this album, you know?
No,
Like,
no,
it was,
Yeah.
It was still definitely a Fall Out Boy concert.
Yeah.
Time.
A little bit of a smaller venue, but like, I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, and it
We
was
got our-
outside.
we
My
got
first
our-
outside.
Our duck bracelets.
Yeah.
And we went with Sam. We stayed at your apartment. But we went with Sam, and her car, the window was broken, so it was like duct taped, but it was so loud that we couldn't even hear the album on our way to it. I had to hold a pillow. I had to hold a pillow up against it for it to be quiet enough to even hear the music at all. And then after the concert, we were so thirsty that we like actually drank Pepsi Zeros or whatever they were.
Did we?
Yeah, someone was giving them away, like outside of the venue. They were just giving them away for free to the concert goers.
Are you sure that
Yes.
really happened? Because that happened at us.
2008 concert. Or 2009.
It was Coke
Maybe-
Hero.
Maybe I'm
We
thinking
definitely
of when
went
you guys
through
were
it.
telling me about that.
Crazy how that
No,
works.
but
Yeah,
we-
we skipped that. Hang on, pause. We'll come back to this. So
Oh.
after Folie à Deux, Shelby and I and my friend Sam went to SAC I mean, you came to SAC too, but you were too young to go to the
We
concert.
would have to bleep Sam anyway.
It's fine. It was a floor concert, and we went to see Fall Out Boy. I don't remember who else played with them.
Oh my god, the entire fucking library. There were like 5 opening bands, and they all sucked.
Was it like All Time Low, or like one of those
All
like?
Time Low, Metro Station
Oh,
was
Metro
there.
Station.
There was Hey Monday was there.
Oh,
my
I
god,
forgot about Hey Monday.
it was a scene emo dream, and we hated it.
I mean, we were like, it was floor concert. It was also like not open bar, but like you could get drinks at the bar, and none of us could drink. But even if we could have, we wouldn't have. But there were people spilling beer on us.
Yeah,
Like, it was kind of messy, but it was a really fun experience.
it was so much fun.
Closest I've ever come to touching Pete Wentz.
Shelby-
Didn't quite make it.
It was so much
Got
fun.
kicked
Well,
by the
didn't
guy
he-
who caught the drumstick.
Didn't he like crowd surf?
Did he crowd surf, or they were just like really far out in the crowd?
I think it's someone crowd surfed. I don't think it was a band member though.
Okay. I don't
Um,
remember.
And you almost lost your shoe.
Yes, I did. It was my first mosh pit. And it was the fucking guy from All Time Low. It was like, let's start a mosh pit. I was like, you're All Time Low, dude. Like, you calm down a minute.
What is this?
And you were
Like-
wearing flip flops.
And I was, no, I was wearing tennis shoes, and they still somehow managed to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, like, if somebody steps on the back, then you can.
There was
like...
definitely a moment where I was like, I am going to lose my shoe.
Sam was like holding the crowd back, like a single person, like strong arming, and like, get the fuck away!
It was really great.
It was
Bless her.
amazing. Yeah. She's really good in a crowd. And then, I mean, all the time, but especially in a crowd. And then, yeah, so Andy throws his drumsticks at the end, and the guy next to me, like, jumps and kicks me and catches it. I was like, really, dude? Fuck off!
No.
And then, yeah, so we had not, like, really eaten anything or drank. We didn't bring anything, really, so we were just at the concert for,
We
like,
were
so many
outside for a
hours.
long time. We were in line for a long
Oh
time.
my god.
Which is why, when we went to the Paramore concert, we left several hours early.
Oh my
I'm
god.
used to having to leave several hours early.
We'll talk about the Paramore concert.
So yeah, so we went to see them, and then afterwards we get out, and they're like, Coke Zero, here you go, and I was like, like spilling it all down my front, just like, and then Dad took us to Taco Bell. But what I was gonna say is that when we went to the one in San Fran afterward, I thought I had a Reese's that I opened, and I don't know where it is. So.
It's right there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So then we tried to go to Taco Bell in San Fran, not realizing that there are no drive-thrus in San Francisco.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we had to
yeah.
drive so far away to get to the Taco Bell, and then I ordered a cheese quesadilla with green sauce instead of whatever the fuck kind of sauce, and like so much water. We had so much water.
I think I remember that.
And then we went back to your house, your place, and we watched like Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
And there were like 3 of us on your bed. I don't know where the fuck was, but he wasn't there. I think you weren't even in there.
They were on the floor.
Oh, were
It
they?
was you, me, and Sam in the bed, and they were on the floor.
And
They're nice hosts.
I ate that quesadilla, and I passed out. I ate that quesadilla, and I swallowed, and I was done. I was exhausted.
Aww.
How old was I? I was like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14-ish.
There was the crowd was nowhere near as bad in that one. Like
No.
it was
So mellow. Probably because it was in San Francisco, to be honest.
Yeah.
And also, like, it just felt like there wasn't that many people on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was outside, so there's a lot of room.
Yeah, a lot of room.
And that was 21 Pilots and Panic at the Disco.
Mhm.
Was
I
it?
love telling
Yeah.
people that I've seen 21 Pilots live.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god. And I'm like, I don't even like 21 Pilots.
I don't even remember
it. Yeah.
It was right before they broke out. It was before whatever the Blurry Face album is. It was like right before they released it.
Sweater.
So.
My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Anyway.
Okay, anyway, so back to the track. Where did the party go?
They're earwigs. Earworms.
Yeah, a little bit. A little
This
bit.
album has
That's
some
why
earworms.
that's why I know them.
They're catchy, but they're more simplistic melodically. This is the album that I listened to when I was a freshman in college.
Mmm.
And, you know, it's similar to like, not a great time.
Yeah.
That's the only line that I
You're
remember.
totally right about the fact that it's like simplistic, a lot easier to remember.
Mhm.
Yeah, not as creative.
Also, the titles actually match
Shit,
the,
you're
yeah.
right.
the
That's why
lyrics.
I remember all of them.
I don't remember Miss Missing You.
Is that the whistling one?
I don't know.
No, that's another different. Let me look it up. Can't believe I'm like looking directly at the lyrics and I have no idea.
Oh.
It's fine. It's kind of forgettable, honestly.
Death Valley?
Death Valley. No.
Death Valley!
I'm sorry. This is the album where all of the singles, or it may have been like every single song was like a
A
video and they were all like
single.
connected in a story.
Yeah. It's alright. Well,
I barely remember that.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Okay, Young Volcanoes though is a good song.
yeah, it's good.
I don't remember it.
Keep belting so much. I don't understand in that one.
Everything, all of it.
Well,
Well,
after
otherwise
Rolling
it's
a
fine.
everything afterward is just Patrick hitting the same note, same very high, very impressive same note over and over and over.
She's not wrong.
Thank you.
It's very generic.
Yeah.
It's very generic. It's like, oh, did you write this to be used in a commercial for something? 'Cause that's what it sounds like. I actually love that song. Rat-a-tat.
I don't remember how it goes other than
Starts with Courtney Love screaming.
Wow, I don't think I've heard that song in 10 years. And it hasn't even been 10 years since it came out.
It's been a long 10 years.
Save rock and roll.
Love that song.
Yeah, that's good.
It makes me
That's the
sad
best song.
though.
It's probably the best song of this album.
I
think.
don't remember it.
I didn't
Why
know
did
where
they
it was.
hire Elton John for that? Like, I like Elton John,
But he's
like,
not rock and roll.
not rock and roll.
Fuck you can go cry me an ocean! I
Damn, bitch.
don't know. What, the lyrics?
So that's Save Rock and Roll. And it only
Yeah.
gets worse from there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just name the ones that I remember. Irresistible.
I actually really like American Beauty, American Psycho, and I still listen to it. Hate
Oh, the
Centuries.
jury. That's what I'm talking about.
Skip
That's
it.
a really great example of Patrick Stump is hitting this really high impressive note over and over and over.
Yeah, I hate Centuries, and I skip it every time.
The kids aren't alright.
Is that the one? I think that's the one that's a whistle.
I don't remember it. I don't know that I've heard it.
I don't think I have. I don't think I ever listened to this song. I only heard the sequels.
Also, they spelled all right wrong.
Who the fuck is Sebastian?
I don't know.
Those are the producers, I think.
Oh yeah, probably yeah.
She wants to date like Uma Thurman, bury me till I come down.
Hate that song.
She wants to dance like
Part of this was
Uma
like-
Thurman, and I can't get you out of my head.
I might have to cut this from the podcast. It's like super personal. Part of this for me is like is compounded frustration because you like if you're dating somebody, I don't know how to describe this. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience. We know each other well because we actually care about each other, right? So when I say I like Fall Out Boy and you know what that means. You mean if you're going to put Fall Out Boy on the radio, you're going to put on From Under the Cork Tree.
Yes, yeah.
But if you're if sometimes like in relationships you're with somebody who doesn't actually care that much about you.
Yeah.
So when you say I like Fall Out Boy, what they hear is put on the latest Fall Out Boy album, which for me was a fucking failure.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of songs on this album specifically that I can't even begin to try to like, because it was just like, this is just symbolizing how much my relationship has failed, because this person doesn't actually know anything about me, because they actually don't care, because if they did, they would know that I fucking hate this album, because I've already told them that multiple times.
Oh god. They also don't fucking listen, apparently.
Right, that's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah. And it's not like toxic, you should have read my mind. It's like, I already said I don't like this album, please don't play this album, but he doesn't care.
Also, he had bad taste in music.
That too.
Terrible.
Alright, Hate Uma Thurman. I don't remember the kids are alright.
Jet Black.
Also, like,
Blues.
from here, I have to say, like, bad time in my life, so, also.
Yeah.
So, like, it's bad music, I guess, but also,
Okay.
but also.
Honestly, I think it's just that I don't know any songs besides Irresistible, American Beauty, Centuries, Uma Thurman, and Immortals. I don't think I know any
Those
of the
are
other
all the
songs.
singles.
Yeah, I don't think I know.
Yeah, I
any
don't like
songs.
Immortals either.
Why? I don't know. I think it's a really interesting thing to think about how pop punk, specifically emo, as a subset of pop punk, really was mainstream and very, very popular in the mid-2000s, no matter what anyone says. Like, people will say that it is underground. It was not. It was on the radio all the time. It's great music, so no wonder. But I think that this is an example of, like, Fall Out Boy trying to make music for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that they're not doing it right, it's that I hate it.
It's that they're doing
Yeah.
it too well.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Like, it's just sort of generic
And so
boring.
it's like, you can't even say, like, they're making music that appeal, like, they sold out because now they're making music that appeals to the masses. No, they were making, like,
Yeah.
everybody loved From Under the Cork Tree when it came out, but it also was just way more genuine. So I think
Yeah.
that's the thing, is, like, you can't aim for an end goal, you have to just come from a genuine place.
Yeah,
Which-
you're totally right. It's a difference between, like, I made something that I loved and it just so happened that everyone loved it, as opposed to I made something for everyone to love.
To market it, yeah.
Right.
For the end goal, which was
Yeah.
money. And it's
Okay,
like,
wait,
okay,
so
whatever.
I have a question. So, Patrick Stump's solo album came out before
Save Rock and Roll.
Save Rock and
Or
Roll.
Save Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the hiatus, yeah.
And it's like,
I don't think I've ever even listened to any of it.
it's called Soul Punk. I'm trying to think of the main single. Hang on. I want to get back to this track list, but...
Yeah. But I'm just wondering, like, how much do you guys think that affected the Fall Out Boy? Because originally it was pretty much all Patrick, or fucking Pete Wentz writing the lyrics, to my understanding. So could it be that, like, after Patrick came out with his own album, he was like, I want to try my hand at writing for Fall Out Boy? And, like, I'm not saying that he is a bad writer or anything. It's just, like, it is very clear to me that the writing has changed between Fully Ado and Save Rock and Roll.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would definitely say that album was like a commercial flop. Like, I didn't hear any of the songs on the radio ever. I mean, not that we're really listening to the radio at that time, but even, like, it just, like...
No. I don't know anyone who ever talks about...
Explode was one of the singles. Explode. I don't remember how it went. I don't know. Another one was called The City. It was very like Michael Jackson, which is fine, but that's like a style, right?
Yeah.
And it's not my style.
Mhm.
Although I do love some Michael Jackson. But that's because he's Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, I want to run through these real quick because some of them I do know and some of them I do like. Jetpack Blues I actually like. It's very soulful. Novocaine's pretty good. That one's actually kind of hard. It's like 4th of July, never liked it. Favorite record is kind of, it's pretty boring. It's like sort of a love song-y type thing. Don't like Immortals. And then I actually really like Twin Skeletons.
Okay, how many albums?
The other
7,
thing- hold on.
including the EP.
The other thing I was gonna say about the writing is, like, I do know for a fact, because I remember checking, that Patrick wrote some of the lyrics on 2013 Save Rock and Roll. So, like, that is a fact that happened. But I also think that, like, regardless of who is writing, there comes a point in a rich white man's life where my hope for you, Pete Wentz, is that you do not have to write songs about suicide attempts anymore. And I mean that in the most genuine way possible, but it also means that maybe you should move on to other work. Does that make sense? Like not that you can't write other things, but if you don't have anything to write about, if you feel like you're writing the same song over and over, take a hint. then maybe stop.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a way to be involved in music. I'm not saying that, like, you don't have human development after that point. I'm just saying, like, find something that is human development and then write about that.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm, like, mad at Fall Out Boy for, like, changing their style or, like, developing and growing as human beings. Obviously there's 4 of them, so not, all of the members of Fall Out Boy growing and developing as human beings. It's just that, like, this is just not my music,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, that's fine. You need to grow, you need to change, your style maybe needs to change. It's just, this isn't really, like, my thing as far as music, and also it just, like, it does feel a little, like, pressed. Like, this is my 5th song about being famous in, like, 3 weeks.
I've been writing about this for centuries, you might say. I'm gonna be doing this forever because I'm immortal, you might say. And you love it because it's irresistible, you might say. Anyway,
It's like Uma Thurman would like this album.
it's like it's like when Disney started changing all their titles to one-word titles. Oh my god. Anyway, also fact check on myself. I'm not actually 100% sure that Pete Wentz is 100% white. I think he might have a black parent or a black grandparent or something.
I have no idea. That's interesting.
I think I heard that, but I don't know. What was I gonna say? I don't remember.
So this album, American Beauty, American Cycle, is the worst one, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, and I don't want to let them off the hook and say, like, well, it's not their fault, because it is partly their fault. But for me, there was also there was always going to be an element of, like, it's very difficult for a musician who made it big in 2005 to continue to be my favorite musician for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a lot to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And there was always going to be an element of, like, I've grown up, I've moved on, they have too. And also, to be frank, for them, like, the market, there is, like, who is right, pop punk is dead.
Yeah.
And you can quote me on that, bitch.
In terms of commercial success, yeah.
Yes.
And I would argue that pop punk as we understood it and emo as we understood it was a commercial product. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It wasn't, it's not underground in the way that everybody would love to think it is. It is literally above ground for being underground. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Everyone I know knows who Fall Out Boy, Panic! At the Disco, and Paramore are.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and I'm just
sorry, let me scroll.
assuming that
I think
Save Rock and Roll.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're including the EP in this?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. And I don't even know it, but I know it's better than Save Rock and Roll.
I would say EP is 5.
Probably next,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just gonna put EP. Alright, and now we get to the hard
Oh
part.
no.
I
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, fuck.
would just say from here on up, they're all phenomenal.
Yes.
And it's going to be extremely difficult to rank them, but I think that we kind of have to, like, let go of our inhibitions to be able to do this.
What
They're all in my top 10 favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
I have no
yes.
inhibitions.
I will sit and listen to Fall Out Boy, exclusively these 4 albums for hours and not get bored. So I'd just like to preface that from here on out. That said, I think Fully Ado is next.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay.
I would have said something else yesterday, but after going through all of these songs, yeah, I agree. Fully Ado is next. So that leaves us with the big 3.
Oh my god.
Take this to your
Wait,
grave. Infinity on High.
I'll just leave it at Fully.
I
don't know how to spell.
Like, I can't spell it. The Madness of 2.
I don't know. I barely know how to spell English, and that's my only language.
E-N.
Got it.
L.
Shut up.
Okay, Infinity on High, From Under the Cork Tree, or Take This to Your Grave.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm sorry. Stop. Can we all just agree that From Under the Cork Tree is the best?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna say it, say it.
Yeah. Overall.
Of these 3.
Like, for me, it's a numbers game. Like, in terms of, like, the numbers of songs that I would skip, it's probably number 1.
Normally, I'm on that. That's how I look at it, but for me, it's, like, purely emotional.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's good, you know? That's good.
I was definitely going to say Infinity on High is 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
See, I was trying to get Cork Tree, and then I could just narrow it down to the last 2.
Mhm.
But
I'm struggling between Quirk Tree and the other one for one.
Take Us to Your Grave.
Take Us to Your Grave for
I
one.
love Take Us to Your Grave.
Let me.
It's really good. But it's also like, I feel like Infinity on High has a little bit more variety in terms of flavor.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Also vocal quality. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And I just listened to Infinity on High more than I do Take Us to Your Grave, even though it's great. I just happen to listen to Infinity on High more.
So am I being outvoted?
You might be. Let her think. She sounds like she's thinking.
I'm thinking. She's thinking hard.
I do love Take This to Your Grave.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta say that Infinity on High is higher on the list for me than Take This to Your Grave.
Okay, I'm being outvoted.
It's so
You
close.
are, yeah.
It's so close.
Okay.
It's really almost incomparable. Like, it's
Yeah.
really hard to
Yeah.
compare them. The best of both worlds is From Under the Cork Tree.
So, From Under the Cork Tree is top?
Well, I don't know, Emily. Did you ever agree? I said that, and then you never responded.
Well, I definitely don't want Infinity on High to be on top.
Fuck!
Not that I don't like Infinity on High. That's completely asinine. Just, I like Take Us to Your Grave a little bit, tiny bit more than I like Infinity on High.
Okay. But
So I would say From Under the Cork Tree.
is number one.
Sure.
Yay!
Sure. Well, let it be
They're
known.
incomparable. Like, I cannot, pick,
Let it be
really.
known that we may all have different lists, and that's fine.
That's true, but we're only writing down one list.
Yeah.
So there is one true list, and then there are the non-true lists.
Or it's the list that we would
List
allow
them.
to go to the Senate.
Remember
But,
crack.com?
No.
It was...
You're aging yourself there, buddy.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, which I am not a part of.
no.
Remember crack.com?
Fellow kids.
Hello,
fellow
fellows.
kids. Alright, we're done with Fall Out Boy.
God, that took
Such a good
forever.
band. Such an integral part of my life for a good 10 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Just
Still
like
an
I
integral
said,
part of my
I mean, how many times did I say I wrote a songfic about this? It was just inspirational.
5 times.
Yeah, because I did so many.
A lot of them were about the B-sides.
Yeah, they
Just
were.
really good music. There's something about it's just timeless.
Yeah,
Timelessly good music.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say. And honestly, I don't know any of the lyrics, so I can't even say about the lyrics.
For me, I am a person who very
Okay.
easily memorizes lyrics and keeps them memorized. If I can understand every word of the song and I can listen to it a few different times, I have it memorized and I will not forget the lyrics. So it's kind of a fun game of I've been listening to this song for 15 years and I still don't know the lyrics. It's sometimes I'll Google it and sometimes some of the lyrics will stick. And then I'm I googled these lyrics and I still don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely won't know every Fall Out Boy lyric because I'm not listening to the newer album.
Yeah, because they had an album that came out, I think it was 2017, called Mania, and I haven't listened to a single song from that. I couldn't tell you any of the songs. And I mean, I think it's kind of sad, it's parting ways with an old friend.
Yeah,
Just don't talk anymore, and that's how it is.
it was really sad when self-titled, Save Rock and Roll, and whatever Panic came out with,
Too Weird to Live.
Bachelor. Oh, Too Weird to Live. Yeah, so all of those albums came out in around the same year, and I didn't like self-titled. I barely listened to it, but you said you didn't like it, so I was I'm not gonna bother listening to it. I didn't like much of Save Rock and Roll, let alone anything after that, and I didn't like
Too Weird to Live.
Bachelors that much. So anything after that, so there was a period of time in my life where I was
I don't have any music.
the bands that I used to listen to will never be good again, and I will never receive new music from them that I like, which thankfully wasn't true, but
At least I'm paranoid.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.